Guys, welcome to the Raj and Pablo show. It's only Pablo today, I'm afraid. Raj is having some work done. I don't mean to his face, I mean in his house.
Thanks for
Although he could probably
clarifying.
do with it, I'm telling you. So now we've been hearing a lot about Amazon. It's kind of seen a lot of courtroom drama in Bollywood movies. So this is going to be slightly different because there's kind of like a lawyer who's kind of got virtue, and then there's another lawyer who's got a few kind of, say. So Varun, why don't you start off by setting the scene? Say, am I close to what we can expect?
Yeah, so compared to the Bollywood movies that you might have seen, we've tried to go completely authentic with the show and not tried to add drama for the effect of it. And we picked up some friction between the two lawyers. One is, a more inspiring person, and the other one is the one who's more after the money and enjoys a materialistic world and does things that he does for his job. But it's been fun to play that opposition between the two of us, especially because our characters are friends as well. So yeah, there's a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of fighting in court, there's a little bit of slapping, as you can see in the trailer. It's a mixed bag.
So, Shriya, tell us a bit about your character. Which one do you play? Shall I take a guess?
Go figure.
Are you the one who has the high virtues?
Well, yes, Kashyap Kaze is has very strong morals and ideals, and her sense of black and white, right and wrong, is very strong. Is that she actually believes in. And interestingly, so our director also comes from a family of lawyers. So all the characters, whether it's the lawyers or the cases or the judges, a lot of it is very observational and very real. And I think when something is real and truthful, it can also be funny because there's humor in it. So the characters, the way they've been written, they are multi-dimensional, and that was the fun part to play, because Kashyap, while in court, she's feisty and all of that. Outside court, she's somebody who's a very private person, doesn't let in people easily. Deepak and I have been friends from college, but yet there is a lot of tension there as well. So I love the way the writers have etched out all the characters.
Talking about the writing, a question for both of you. Varun, we'll start with you. I mean, when you're doing something that involves a speciality in terms of law, how comfortable were you with the lingo in terms of your experience of law? I mean, have you ever been to court?
I have been to court. I'm not going to say why. But as far as the writing is concerned, at least I found the writing to be pretty simple, because I mean, I feel like the directors have tried to they've really dug deep for the truth, even as far as the arguments are concerned in the cases. So when you go so deep into the truth, then the language becomes that much simpler, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to win an argument also, if you know what you're talking about, and if you know and you believe in what you're saying, then the words that come out of your mouth will be simple at the end of the day. So I don't think the words were tricky. Also, they were really well written. They were written in a sort of flow. When it's written in a flow and it's not very wordy, it's easier to memorize it because there's a thought to the dialogues. And I mean, the legal terms were not so heavy. No, Shriya, there was nothing which was.
No, but I will say that when Varun and I had our scenes with, have you watched the trailer, by the way? Have you had a chance to see the trailer?
I haven't had a chance to watch it. I wanted to see it before, but I will definitely after this.
I could tell that you haven't watched it based on some of the things you said.
Yeah.
So if you watch the trailer, you will see that Varun and I, we argue a lot in court. And luckily, because we were very thorough with our lines, we actually could enjoy those scenes. And even the other people, whether they're people in court or the judges or the witnesses, everyone part of that scene was actually very present, and their reactions felt very natural. It felt like we were in court. So I mean, lawyers are also theatrical, right? I mean, they're performers in their own right.
It's
so
theater, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. So the one aspect of it, I think, was to do this with ease, because it had to look like we do this day in and day out. It couldn't look like we're trying too hard, or it shouldn't look like we're being amateurish. So in this sense, this aspect, we relied completely on our director to make sure that we were like doing it truthfully. And her wise words stayed with me, where she said, don't think too much about it, just trust your kashaf, you are this character, and just do it from the heart. And I think that's what we've all done on this show.
And I want to ask you, because obviously, I mean, this has been going on for a while. The pandemic, COVID, there's been a shift in this kind of what we watch, how we watch it, OTT platforms. So Varun, do you think, like, with Guilty Minds being on Amazon Prime, there are new opportunities for you as an actor?
Definitely. I think the last 3-4 years has seen such a change in our industry, where it's not limited to larger than life Bollywood movies. Stories are taking a turn to be more real. They're more authentic. The people are more relatable. The scripts are more relatable, and it's opened up a whole. It's just opened the whole thing up in a massive way, because with the OTT platform, all actors have enough work, and there's good work. It's good content. Otherwise, Bollywood, in a sense, 3 years, 4 years ago, was a limited market.
Quite
in
pigeonholed.
Terms of, yeah, that's an extreme word, but yeah, it was. But I think now, yes, especially during COVID, people have started consuming a lot of this. And I don't think it's just this. Even the international shows that we've been watching it's just changed the, how to say, like the language has changed. The language of watching has changed.
And I mean, I think the consumer has changed as well, along with the kind of programs we are getting. Shriya, what do you think? Do you think we're in a better place with OTT channels?
Well, there's definitely much more creative fulfillment, much more scope for storytelling, brave storytelling, and much more scope in general for actors, for technicians, for producers, for directors. Across, I think it's just provided more employment. And because people today are exposed to international content also, they are not viewing Indian shows with the length of only Indian shows. So the bar is raised. The bar is most definitely raised. I had done a show directed by Gurinder Chadda called Beecham House, where I shot that in London,
the UK.
In the UK. And I remember when I did that and I came back, I was wondering, that was on ITV. I wondered how I'm going to watch it here. But lo and behold, it was there on Netflix later, And I mean, it just makes you realize that there is so much one can experience as a viewer today because of your OTT platforms, your streaming services, that it's a great time to be an actor today. And I don't think it's films versus OTT, because a lot of people keep asking actors this questions, what do you prefer? I think when people go watch a film, they're also going for the whole experience. They're going to have that expensive popcorn. They're going to watch it with their family. That doesn't mean that that's not going to survive. Cinemas are here to stay. But with OTT, there's just...
It kind of feels like one is supporting the other to a certain extent.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, guys, you know what? I'm going to check the trailer out. I'm so sorry I got the times mixed up, but thank you very, very much. And best of luck with Guilty Minds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ruckus Avenue Radio.